Hello, everyone, and welcome to Level with Me. This is my streaming show where I play through games and talk about what I think the level design is doing. And today we are still playing some more Black Mesa Source, a remake of Half-Life 1 in the Half-Life 2 engine. And we are in the middle of a mid-game chapter called Questionable Ethics. So it doesn't look like this. Again, this is a bug, I believe, where it's showing what the next chapter actually is. Spoiler alert. When we get into questionable ethics, you'll see that it's mostly about a bluish lab interior kind of setting. So let's get into it. But hello, everyone. Good to see you all. Hey, Wild Peaks and Tin Kelp. Hello to Quasi Otter. Hello to everyone in the chat. Morning, everyone. Did you hear about the Unreal Engine 5? That's a big thing. Oh wait, my sound is off. Hold on. I didn't even do any sound checks. Okay, let's see if that works. Okay, yeah. Oh, now it's way too loud for me. Okay, let me bring that volume down a little bit. But yeah, Unreal Engine 5 making some big noises around. I'll give you some hot takes later as they stew around in my brain. But for now, let's just enjoy some good old Source Engine 1. We don't need a fancy Unreal Engine. We already have this thing, which is hacked on top of Quake 1 technology. Why we don't really need new game engines. All we can do is just keep putting hacks on top of our existing engines. Okay, so here we are in the middle of Questionable Ethics. Questionable Ethics, you can see, is this bluish lab interior. It's a genetics lab where everything has gone wrong. And oh, the very fancy. Is that? It's like a electrical meter or something. I don't know what that is. So it looks a little bit like this, and you can see there's like biohazard kind of stuff, and then in here we can see there's this giant, creepy surgical robot, malfunctioning surgical robot. It feels very Fallout, actually, now that I look at it. Where it's just kind of spinning around, chopping things up. Looks pretty dangerous by the looks of it. We probably don't really want to go in there, but what's important here is that if you were tuning in to last week's stream, you would have seen there's a set of doors on the other side of this room, and on the other side of these doors, we could see some scientists, and scientists are only good for one thing in this game, which is they can open doors. We do not value scientists for their science. We only value them for their keycard access. So this is Half-Life trying to teach you a little bit about what your next objective is and try to foreshadow that a little bit. We need to somehow get to the other side of this room. Oh yes, scientists heal you sometimes, but most of the time I end up accidentally shooting them, so they don't end up healing me very much. But if you were watching last week, you might remember that on the other side, we saw those scientists there. So our objective, kind of, is that we need to find our way to the other side of this room, find those scientists, and then lead them back all the way to the main lobby, which we saw last week. So let's just try to get there. So, as I talked about before, Questionable Ethics, I think, is considered to be one of the better levels of Half-Life 1, just because of mostly its layout and its flow. It's very much about exploring this kind of complicated space. It feels a little bit Bioshocky in that it's constantly forking off and branching off a little bit. Let me try to my cheats enabled. Let me try to fly up, and hopefully the game won't crash when I do this. Over here you can see the full layout of the entire complex, and it's pretty complicated. You know, it's mostly linear, right? It's mostly a loop where we started in this lobby here, and then I went over here, followed this, went over down here, explored this part of the complex, you'll recall. Went into this, fought some grunts, fought some soldiers, and now we've made our way over to this section. Here's the surgical theater, and then we're gonna have to get into that room somehow. And the game's kind of offering us a choice here where it's actually branching off into 3 different ways. Right now we are in here at this junction, but we could go down here towards that yellow light off in the distance. We could also go down this hallway over here, or we can also go up these stairs. So I guess I'll leave it to chat to decide, right? Chat, what should I do? Should I go towards that yellow light over there, which will probably lead me towards that surgical theater, right? Or I could go down here first, or I could go up these stairs. There's many different possibilities. It looks like if I keep going down this hallway, it'll lead me into a doorway to get into that very interesting Zen-looking biome in there. It looks like there's a very loose, not quite majority for yellow light. I'm gonna go with yellow light just because I think that's what most players will probably do the first time they're playing. So when we walk over here towards the yellow light, we see this room, which we can't enter, but you know, it looks cool. Some nice set dressing. Oh my god, it's like smoky. It's like a smoky body. That's really weird. And then we walk into here, and then this is actually... Oh, is there a zombie over here? Oh, I didn't even see that zombie. So this is actually kind of a fake out a little bit. Where we go here because we think this will lead us around the back to the back of that surgery room, autopsy room, but we can see the door, but it turns out there's just a big fence here. So this is meant to be more of like a foreshadowing vista kind of view, where it's like a fake weenie. It's like a fake progress thing where this is Half-Life trying to show you the gate before it shows you the key again. So I think at this point, most players will be kind of disappointed because there's nothing to do here. Well, we can get healed. That's not so bad. But all we did was get hurt a little bit by this weird zombie that popped out and surprised us. But you look into this room and it's like really unclear. Wait, how are you supposed to get into this room? There's a chain link fence. We can't knock it down or anything. We can't see any other like visible thing around here. So it's kind of a funny little like mystery here. It's like, oh, like what is this? What is going on? I don't know how to get to that door at all. So that's a dead end. Let's just backtrack a little bit, and then I think most players would next go this way, right? And then I think a lot of players, your eye might be attracted by all these little glowy bits and then the movement of these head crabs. So then I think next a lot of players might go into here and explore this. And there's lots of interesting stuff here. There's some snarks. Snarks are, yes, these very cute little creatures. Oh my god. Texturing wise, I think I would probably reduce some of the texturing on it though. The animation and the modeling seems nice, but texturing wise, it feels too much like a shiny flat crab though. Like, I feel like there's too much red saturation on the texture, and then the eyeball texture is also too flat. I think I would have made like the hexagons bigger on the eye texture. But anyway, very, very cute. And then over here we see a zombie, and we'll see what happens with the zombie. The snark isn't doing a very good job. Oh wait, no, it did kill it. Yay. Oh, oh, and I'm walking in water right now? Oh no, that's just the head crab beach outside. I thought I was walking around in a puddle of water right now. But yeah, but that's basically snarks, and then I think that's why they also set up this zombie encounter here to try to encourage you to use the snark against this pretty low impact, low danger enemy. And then I think once players know that, have seen what the snark does, I think you'd next be tempted with using the gas canister. Oh, that's sad. Well, do we see a gas canister anywhere? This is a mechanic that's actually not really in the game. This is the first time I've seen anything like this. That looks like a gas. Cyanogen chloride. Oh, it's cyanide gas? I believe this is also a new mechanic to Black Mesa Source. I wonder if we'll see it in future levels. Or rooms. I don't know. But now... Oh no! Oh, that's sad. How do I turn off the gas now? Can I take the tank out? Is it safe to go inside now? It's not really clear what I'm supposed to do now. Can I... How do I go in there now? Okay, well, I guess I can't go in after the gas. Maybe there'll be another way to get inside. Or maybe there's like a button to activate like a ventilation fan. I thought that said do not incest, but that says do not ingest. That was strange. Should I shoot this canister full of deadly gas? Well, I tried shooting at it. That's all I can think of. Oh, Dr. Joel Nielsen right here. If you're not familiar, Joel Nielsen is the composer of many of Black Mesa Source's original music pieces. Well, I guess that's it. I guess there's nothing else to do here. Let's see, I think this is the first time maybe that we've gotten a look at this kind of like chunky window biodome kind of feel to the architecture. It feels very much like improvised brushwork, and if we turn on the wireframe to confirm, we probably will turn out to be brushwork. Just a reminder, the red wireframe means it was something built by a level designer. So, and the water does not like the wireframe rendering. And then blue means someone made it in Maya or something. So I think if I were art passing this for a new patch, I would probably give this chapter new fresh coat of paint too. Just because I think you can do a lot more with these walls and with these windows. They feel just like a little bit too low poly, just especially the way they're like being textured too. I think you can make them feel a lot better with like some really ornate like window frame kind of thing. Well, I guess we're done here. Yeah, I do like how kind of mundane it does feel, and I do like how the room is separated with two different wall textures, you know, this blue lab panel and then this concrete that's been echoed from the other lab settings we've been in throughout the game. So I like that there's that distinction. Is that a flare? Oops, I just wasted that. Oh well. And then that doesn't work because we don't have the retina scan access. This doesn't work because we don't have retina scan access. And then, oh. And then, of course, this does not work. None of this works. So, I think at this point, most players would not necessarily know that this connects back to the lobby. Because level design-wise, you know, that was like 15 or 20 minutes ago, right? We've effectively probably lost track of where we are exactly in this whole lab setting. So, I think most players, they would just see this locked door and be like, oh, it's a locked door. I don't know where this goes. Oh, well. And not really think much more of it. So that's kind of two dead ends that I think most players would explore at first. And now we'll go through the actual critical path, which is up these stairs. Looks like the level transition is preserved. Which is a bit of a shame. I probably would have tried to keep them. Oh my god, what the heck? You shot a rocket at me. Wait, why is that bull squid still shooting at me? I didn't shoot a rocket at him. Oh, there's two bull squids here. I see. What? Why did they explode? Oh! That guy's covered in goop. Oh, and then there's another friend. Oh. So you can hear like a slapstick scene on the other side of the door. What do you mean overcharge? And then it explodes and kills everyone in the lab. So that's a slapstick kind of darkly humorous scene about people dying. That is recreated from the original Half-Life pretty faithfully. I think I don't remember the beam shooting right across your path, though. That's a very interesting... Oh, and then here's the Gauss gun. I didn't even see it. Well, really weird sound. That sounded like a Doom door, like a Doom 1 door or something. Oh, and then here's the music. Oh my god, and then look at the... Oh my god, there's an eyeball. There's these smoking boots. Oh my god. Why are there Doom door noises in my gun? I don't know. Let's just pick up this uranium. That's the ammo for the Gauss gun. And then in keeping with the theme of the rest of the chapter, we get this really nice, unique whiteboard texture. Hand-drawn, I'm told, by Chris Horn, who is one of the lead chapter owners on Questionable Ethics and Surface Tension as well. I mean, but I painted the back of the whiteboard texture. You know, credit where credit is due. Robert Yang made a really good base. Look at that specularity. Look at that subtle specularity on the whiteboard texture, you know? That's some really nice work, Robert Yang. Good job. Thank you. Ooh, I like these machines. This is, I think, a lot more detailed than before. These machines actually comprise the main set piece of this whole chapter, where we have to like turn this on. And then that like starts this laser. And then we have to kind of... It's a laser puzzle. It's a mirror laser puzzle, like you've seen in countless video games by now, probably. Let's see. Oh, there's a question in the chat. Is the math on this real? I don't know. I'm not a mathematician. I have no idea. That's the natural log of over lambda. Are these real equations? They look like something. Square root of 2? Square root of pi? Why would you need the square root of pi? Do not overcharge. Well, we'll explore the Gauss gun a little bit in more detail later. Let's just review a little bit more of this level design a little bit. So, big set piece here is this lovely dome window here. It looks like it was modeled by an environment artist, though. It doesn't quite look like brushwork to me. Let me confirm that. Yeah, and sure enough, we only see blue up there, so that means that was modeled by someone. Texturing wise, it doesn't feel quite right to me. It feels a little bit too much like Quake 1 with all these rivets everywhere. And then the rivets don't seem like they're in scale with the detail on that light fixture. I think I would have done more of like a trim, more of like a sci-fi futuristic approach to texturing this dome. The shape of it is really nice, but I think you could do a little bit more with it. These props are really nice though. Oh, there's a coffee cup on top. Nice detail. Can I put this cup in the laser? No, that doesn't do anything. Oh well, that's a shame. I'm pretty sure if we walk in the laser, we die. What happens? Oh, no, you just get hurt a little bit. That's not too bad. And then we also see these red lasers. How does red laser turn into blue laser? I have no idea. These red laser props, you might recall, are copied over from the anomalous materials section, where there's also inexplicable laser pipes. But, you know, respect the laser pipe. Okay, so now we have to follow these blue lasers that are on these mirror things, mirror plates around the level. Ooh, I like this. So to signal that, like, the laser's, like, powering up this fixture, it's, like, spinning this turbine fan thing, and then, you know, the movement kind of draws your eye to it a little bit, which is nice. Oh, this concrete could be a little bit better, though. This almost looks like the original Half-Life 1 brushwork. I feel like you can do a little bit more with that. Although it's not that important. It's okay. Oh, let's explore this little side lab. I like the differentiation of the different materials here, where we have, like, lab floor, and then this is, like, a shiny, sleek concrete lab floor, and then this is like a rubber lab floor, and then here we have carpet. You know, it like feels very like appropriate for the different set dressing here. And that's a pattern you have to stick to, right? Once you do one office like this, you have to like keep going with it. I made this calendar decal too, by the way. The font is B-Bus. It's a nice font. Oh, look at this. University of Cambridge. C. Horn. Oh. That seems like a Chris Horn, right? So, in the tradition of level designers signing their own work, it looks like this is the level designer basically signing their own work. Well done, Chris Horn. Nice portrait. Let's see, what else is here? Oh, it's metal. These metal floors. I don't know what all this is. According to these calculations, potential gravimetric anomalies. Wow, Dr. Horn sure is smart. Sure is smart, sure is handsome. In all probability, though, Dr. Horn has died, right? Although we don't see his dead body slumped at his desk, so let's see if we can rescue him. Or accidentally shoot him. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. Let's see, let's look around here. So, didn't get a chance to talk a little bit about this fight here. It's disgusting. It's like it's like we're shining like a black light over like a hotel mattress, and it's like anyway. So the encounter here was, I think, interesting. Where here, you know, where like I was like engaging these grunts from pretty long range. And then I was fighting these two bull squids. It just lacks... I mean, it was an okay encounter, if that's what you wanted. Like, you'll recall that when I saw these enemies, my instinct was to just go in here and wait for them to fight each other. But, oh. Uh-oh. TV fell down. But then that was a little boring, so then I decided to go in here and try to rush the position, but then there's no cover here, right? It's actually a pretty long medium range distance for me to find my first cover object. The level designer specifically doesn't really put any cover here for you to hide underneath. This is basically like a death zone, right? So yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's two schools of thought on that, right? There's one school of thought where this is okay because you're encouraging the player to fall back and then feel smart about falling back and then trying to let the bull squid and the military fight each other and kill each other. But then on the other hand, it's not really fun if you're just standing here and being like, huh, lifting made safe and easy, huh? While you're waiting for the fight to resolve. You know, usually if you're gonna do that kind of gesture, you wanna let the player see the fight from like a safe vantage point, and then it feels much more enjoyable, right? But here we just have this very long sight line, right? Very, very long. It's like so long, it's like it might be even out of crossbow range almost. It's so far. And the fog also amplifies this feeling of a really long sight line. So when you have really long sightlines like that, I don't know, yeah, I guess that's encouraging us to use the crossbow. Maybe that's what I should have done. But to use the crossbow, you'd want cover, right? It's not encouraging me to snipe them. I think if there was like a box here, like a piece, like a little crate right here, I probably would have switched to my crossbow and started sniping them, and then that would have felt like a fight. But it wasn't really clear to me what this fight was about. So then I just walked forward with my SMG and then shot everyone, which is okay, I guess. I think I like the scope and proportion of the rooms. Like I like that there's like an open area in the middle of this. This is something I actually have a problem with when I'm doing levels and set dressing. I never really like leaving empty open space in the middle of the room, even though that's technically very plausible, very realistic, and perfectly fine, right? Especially for a combat space, you do want to leave some space in the middle. That's usually like an intermediate level designer problem, where beginner level designers usually make their levels just like way too big and then overscale everything. And then an intermediate level designer or an experienced one goes, aha, I'm gonna scale down and make everything very cramped and realistic and detailed. But then when you do that, you know, you run into another problem where now you're focused too much on the technical, environment, art, construction aspects, and then you've lost sight of giving the player mobility options and space to actually, you know, do like circle strafing or to like fight or anything. So I appreciate the restraint here to leave a big blank open space in the middle. And I think here it works. It works really well also because these light fixtures have been turned off. So the lighting in here is also, I think, pretty well done and pretty subtle, where we have these red laser things, which I'm told in the chat might be argon if they're red. And then we don't really care too much about this open area because it's just, you know, dark. You know, that's okay. And then we have some task lighting, and then we also have these lights over here, just in the corner of the room, which are conveniently this giant laser set piece, which is what we're supposed to notice in this level, right? I'm supposed to come here, press this button. That's the main puzzle in this room, to realize I have to press this button. Okay, so we turned on this laser, and then we turned on this laser. It's a little bit of a shame, though, to have the spinning fan prop so dark, because then you can't really see it spinning too well. But you shouldn't make it glowy either. That'll just be kind of like gross. So I don't know. Maybe add a short little like faint fill light underneath this like turbine thing, just so we can appreciate this spinning prop a little bit more. Let's see, what else did we notice? People in the chat are saying there was an interesting map. I don't see the map of the level. Maybe I'll see it later. Okay, so we turn on both these lasers. Now we're just following the laser into this room, I guess. And it's like, I wonder what we're supposed to do in this room, right? There's a really bright light somewhere. I wonder what's really important to do. Should I go up here and activate this giant glowing green thing? Oh, is this what people were talking about? Really interesting whiteboard drawing of all the mirrors and the lasers, too. But yeah, you do need a PhD to realize you should unplug or plug things in or touch the red light. Potential antimatter collisions, huh? Let's see, so... What I like about this whiteboard is that it is... It's kind of drawing attention to the symmetrical floor plan of it, which is pretty interesting. Like, I think I wouldn't have noticed the symmetry as much if I didn't have this here. And it's also kind of a little bit of a tutorial trying to tell you that there's actually 4 different laser things we have to activate, right? So far we've only activated these top 2. We need to activate these next 2. What's also nice is that whoever drew this whiteboard map also drew it in perspective. So we're actually facing north on this level as well. So it's oriented the correct way. So that's really nice. Over here on the right side, Grandpappy Belcher says, it's a really good username, says the right side is whiteboard as some kind of coded message, right? Maybe some kind of ARG? Yeah, that certainly seems to be a possibility. It certainly pops out like that. I would also say these kind of remind me of a famous book in computer science called, I believe it's called like 100,000 Random Numbers with Normal Deviates, published by the Rand Corporation. This is back when producing truly random numbers was really, really difficult, right? Because computers are deterministic. You can't actually produce random numbers necessarily with a computer. If you know the formula, you can always derive what the numbers were. So truly random numbers were really important for like doing like weather simulation, or famously for like modeling like missile trajectories, right? Because imagine like air resistance or whatever in the atmosphere, right? Weather is kind of a random system in that we don't truly understand how weather works. Or number generator, random number generators also measure sunspots or atmospheric noise, just stuff that's like really complicated that might as well be completely truly random. So I don't know if that's what this is or what this is actually referencing to, but whenever I see just a page full of moderately long numbers, with some kind of random order, seemingly random order to it. I don't know, that's just what reminds me of it. Well, let's keep going. Maybe someone else can do some research into that encoded message. I don't know. And then here we see our status on this set piece. I like this like laser shield little control booth, and I also like that it's raised up a little step with this nice caution striping. You know, it helps like cement that. It helps this feel more like a control booth, I think. Huh. And then here we see our status. Yeah, we see 2 of these buttons are green, and then 2 of these buttons are red. So let's make red light into green light. I think that's the most important thing. Oh, and then over here, if you still didn't get the point, it also shows you a map of all the different lights as well. Wow, so much detail. Really nice job with all these control panel things. And then if we try to press the button, we cannot. So let's try to fill up and charge up the rest of these laser things. Yeah, it would be cool if we could turn on goggles. It's not really safe to stare at lasers, but... Oh! Those dudes were just hiding in here super quiet. I didn't even hear them. Okay, let's turn on these lasers. It's a dead end, just like the other side. I hope they spawn some soldiers on the other side. That would be fun. I want more fighting, but... Is this the right way? Seems like the right way.
Power level is 100%.
Over here we see... Oh, wait. Oh. Well, you can imagine is another developer here at Black Mesa. And, that's a very handsome galaxy, I guess. I guess I would have that framed picture of a galaxy. Am I dating that galaxy? And then, I think I hear a lot of hound eyes over here. Oh no! I don't want to kill them, though. Oh, that's sad. It's a shame. Oh, this one got trapped. That's sad. And then in keeping with the symmetry... Ooh. I like the triangles. Something's going on. That looks like a sciencey laser thing, right? And then sure enough, this is symmetrical with the rest of the lab. Literally copied and pasted. I kind of wish we did a little bit more with the floor plan though. Like it's okay, like it's good to have a symmetrical floor plan. I'm pro symmetry. I think symmetry, so much of architecture is symmetrical. And a lot of level designers have a knee-jerk reaction against using symmetry in their levels, but because they think it feels artificial. But symmetry, I think, is actually much more common in architecture than you might think or realize. So I like how there's symmetry in here, but I think flow-wise, you don't want the player to have to literally walk down like the same mirrored hallway in basically the same manner, like back and forth over and over. Like you should have a symmetrical floor plan, but the critical path and the flow should be a little bit more different, right? Like I was expecting this door to be barricaded, and then we'd have to somehow go into this macro scale quantum system, and then like try to find a ventilation duct into this one, right? Oops, I no-clipped right into the laser. Should be more careful. And now all our laser daddy, our laser papa is all powered up. I like the prop. Really well done. Nice texturing on these hoses. Caution striping on this barrel. It's a good prop. Good job, whoever modeled and textured it. So then I think what most players do now is, now that everything's green, you press the button, and then you watch what happens. Which is nothing. Which is a successful test, right? Oh, I should have been wearing goggles. Yeah, that's not good. I should be blinded by now, right? So then what happens here is, this is, if you've played Half-Life 2 Episode 1, Half-Life 2 Episode 1 evokes this puzzle, where it's a variant on the player thinking the puzzle's solved. So far, most of the puzzling in this chapter has been pressing red buttons. And once we press all the buttons, we press this button, right? But then it turns out that actually doesn't work very well, because this shield gets lowered and prevents the laser from bursting through that wall. And here you can see that there's windows, although we don't actually get a good view down there. I think I would have redesigned this window to be floor to ceiling length so that we get a better view downwards. Because ideally you want the player to... Also, I probably would have put a light outside this window too, because when it's so dark and there's so much glare, I don't even bother looking through there. But yeah, I think I will put a light here and made it a taller window to give a better view downwards. Hopefully the player can recognize the incinerator down there from the autopsy theater that we were looking at before with the giant, chainsaw robot arm things. And ideally the player's supposed to go, I need to use this laser to destroy this hole. And yeah, it's also an existential threat. Nice sign. But I mean, ideally you have... I think there's room to make this a little bit more satisfying for the first time players who haven't encountered this puzzle before. But it looks like the way to solve this puzzle is to... Can I do this? And then unplug it? Oh. No, you have to unplug it before the laser sequence, I guess? My bad. But now that I unplugged it, now the shield won't go back up? Oh. Okay. But now that I unplugged it, now the shield definitely won't work. So now it'll be okay. I believe the original puzzle... Oh, and then I like that sticker. That's a nice sticker. I believe the original puzzle in the original Half-Life 1 was to stick some kind of prop in the way. And then that would block the shield. And then the shield would lower, and then it wouldn't protect the wall anymore, right? But you can see here that they've replaced that physics puzzle with this plug puzzle instead. And my theory is that they replaced that puzzle with the physics puzzle because theoretically, you know, like if this is a supercharged laser that can burst through walls, you know, placing props here wouldn't do anything because those props would get vaporized too as well, right? Within the logic of giant, scary, existential threat, laser-powered lasers. So I guess that's my theory as to why they replaced that puzzle for this remake. And they also try to foreshadow that. You might have noticed before that there were some head crabs sitting on this table, and then after you shoot the laser, all the head crabs vaporize, and all the props on this table get vaporized. So I see the logic in it, but there's just something about plug puzzles that doesn't really feel that satisfying to me. I don't know. I feel like you could have done a little bit more with it, especially because with this remake, you'd probably be pressured to make use of all the source engine physics stuff too. So that would be like an extra wink wink to the player. Aha, look, now we can use physically simulated physics to do this puzzle instead of this fake physics where we detected whether you pushed this thing into the trigger or not. So, yeah, I don't know. I think the way I would fix this personally is I would make the shield, the retracting shield thing, very wide and then very thick. Make it like a very, wide, thick boy. And then also don't put it against the wall. Put the shield, like, right there. In the middle of that wall. So then we can see that there's another side to the shield. And then also make the shield very wide, like as wide as this spotlight. And then to block that shield, then we can put a barrel, like, right here. And then because the barrel is far away from the impact point, maybe it'll make sense why this barrel doesn't get vaporized. So I think that's what I would do, I think. Just, like, massage the placement of all these props a little bit more. Also a little bit of a shame that this laser prop is looks so nice and looks so good, but it's so dimly lit and so dark. I get that you'd want the contrast of a dynamic light when it's powering up and shooting stuff, but I also think, oh, what? Oh, it all burned out? Oh, that's a shame. But I think it would also be nice to let this, you know, hero prop sing a little bit more. Anyway, let's go through this glowing giant hole. Yeah, I like the look of it too. Really well done job here. Although now it looks a little bit low resolution now. You might want to double the resolution and repaint it a little bit. Will it hurt me to stand on this hole? It's like molten metal. I guess not. Ooh, and then it burned a hole in that concrete and then melted the concrete. That's kind of cool. Very thoughtful. I guess that's why they have to disable that laser, because in the fiction of this game, that means you could just keep activating the laser and then burn a hole through that concrete wall, so. Quasi-Otter says, no glory hole jokes? No, absolutely not. This is a family-friendly stream. Get your mind out of the gutter. I never make inappropriate jokes like that. How do I get down here? This is so high up. I guess I can slide down this pipe? Oh, that's kind of fun. It's like a little playground slide. Right, that's because they have to force you to do that one-way drop so that they can do the level transition. god. Nice job on these incinerators. I like all the hoses. They look kind of creepy though. They feel like they remind me of the game Paratopic a little bit. You know, like everything's kind of like twisted around and rusty. But yeah, this looks like the crematorium in the back of the autopsy theater.
A fellow scientist.
Oh, thank God.
Get us out of here before those military drones figure out where we're hiding. We all have retinal scanner access. If you escort us to the lobby, we can finally get out of this damn lab. Yes, but you'll have to shut down the surgical unit first.
The flashlight placement's a little bit
That
weird
fool Peters
in this
is
game
gone.
because when you walk up to someone
I'm afraid he
and you're
never
shining
did
the
that.
flashlight at them. Oh, are you okay, lady? What? What's going on here? That's not how you comfort a human being. Well, anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, it's just weird how when you're talking to people in this game, the flashlight leaves their face in shadow, and then
Be careful with that surgical machine.
and then we
Those
can't even
worm
see their
blades
face
can
very
dismember
well.
and disembowel you like a
Oh, God. Peters.
duck your head and advance with deliberate movements.
Oh right. Oh, she's crying about her friend who got dismembered. Oh, yeah, very dark. Let's collect all the supplies here.
18%.
I couldn't. He couldn't.
Oh,
There,
ew.
there.
Ew, look at
You've
these
already
parts.
seen enough horrors
Ew.
for one lifetime. This will all be over soon enough.
Oh, and then here's like a fume hood thing for doing lab tests. Oh, and then here's a heart. Oh, they're comparing two different hearts. That's like the alien heart, I guess. Nice whiteboard textures as usual, Mr. Horn.
What on earth are you waiting for? Shut off that machine so I can get out of here. So we can get out of here.
Seems like the voiceover got broken just now. Oh, and then in the chat, Quasi-Otter does
Get
notice
going,
that
you
there's a little bit of a
floating
sexist
Goliath.
trope here where,
Dr.
of course, the
Fuchs,
woman is
enough.
like hysterical and sad and crying, while these men are, you know, more stoic and stuff. Yeah, it would be nice if the scene got inverted a little bit more, where she can be the, you know, the strong female character who slaps some sense into these men. Okay, well, let's try to do this puzzle. I guess I have to run in there and not die. It seems like very deliberately the level designer is trying to encourage us to jump over this railing, and then they specifically block this side of the railing. So they don't want you to jump there. So I feel like a lot of players would think, okay, I'll jump over here then. Oh, ouch. How did I
Major
get cut?
lacerations detected.
And then maybe
Automatic
try to jump
medical
this way?
systems engaged.
Oh, wait. That doesn't lead
Morphine
anywhere.
administered.
I can't jump this way. Okay. Well, seems like that's a dead end. That's actually exactly what you should not do. Seems like what we should do is run to the middle of the machine, right underneath the machine. And then we'll be safe here, based on the design of the machine. It's kind of age-old video game, you know, security camera thing, with the security cameras, you know, rotating back and forth. But so you just have to run directly underneath the security camera. And then that makes you feel super cool when you do it. We just have to wait for our time.
Major lacerations detected.
Oh, and there we go.
Yes.
Yay.
Fantastic. This way.
Oh, and then the scientists are automatically... Huh. Okay.
How is the debugging procedure coming along?
I really don't know.
Oh, we should probably heal up and go to that health charger. That's interesting. In the original, you had to lead the scientists manually back to the lobby, but here it looks like they've been scripted to automatically run towards the lobby. And they even have this, like, source engine, you know, like, follow leading AI behavior built in. It's a little bit strange they're so quiet, though. I feel like they should be talking a little bit more.
Wait! Wait! What? What is it? Anyone else think this was a bit too easy? Something's not right. Gordon, you don't mind taking a look, do you? We'll stay here for a moment.
Oh, and then now we know why the health chargers were here. Hold on, let's pick up all this ammo. Oh yeah, and I can hear a helicopter outside. Ooh, and then now the grunts pop in. Uh-oh, I'm gonna die soon. There, I died. Okay, well, try to be a little bit better about it, I guess. Oh, oops. I died again. Maybe I should try shotgunning. Okay, that didn't work. I think I'm gonna die soon. Oh no, they locked the door behind me! Let me in! Let me in! Let me in! I died. Okay, let's try another strategy. How about I throw a bunch of snarks at them? Oh, and then they're spawning more enemies in here. Ah! Where is he? Oh, I can't see him. I think I'm gonna die soon. Where is he? Oh. Is there another guy? Oh, I'm dead. Uh-oh, and I quick saved with very little health. Uh-oh. That's not good. Wow, there's a lot of grunts. Oh, and then there's grunts on the skylight too. That's who was killing me. Okay, well, this is where I accidentally activate God mode. Just imagine I had, you know, conserved my resources a little bit better. It seems kind of difficult, though, to just force the player into fighting all these grunts, you have to like... Oh, there's a bunch of grenades here. I guess that's what we're supposed to do?
Mission completed.
Or maybe I was supposed to use the Gauss gun more? Huh. Wait, they just pushed me aside. Rude.
What you did!
Yeah, pacing wise, I feel like 12 grunts is a lot for me having no health in here.
The facility must be under complete military control.
You'll have to sneak and fight your way from one end to the
I also do agree that the music, I mean, rock music isn't quite my taste,
If you
or
somehow survive
dad rock isn't quite my taste, so that's okay. But you know, I'll hand wave that, I guess. That's okay. Yeah, I wish that fight went a little bit better. I think. Oh, and then there's crossbow ammo here, so I was supposed to run over here and get some.
the odds are stacked against you.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it could have gone better. Traditionally, this is something that Doom does a lot, where, you know, they like put a bunch of health kind of like in the middle. I mean, I think the way I was supposed to do most of that fight was to like circle strafe around this big pillar and all this cover in the middle. But then the only problem is that the grunt AI is better at strafing and aiming than you. Or at least better than me, at least. I thought there was gonna be... Oh, here's some health. It was just hidden behind these boxes. Okay, well... Oh well, lesson learned. Yeah, let's do a final critique of the architecture here. So, yeah, again, I like these windows a lot. Very iconic design here, and then all the sunlight streaming in is really nice. I like how it's kind of symmetrical, but they're not quite symmetrical, right? We have this mezzanine that dips in towards the door we came in from. I like adding these plants. Yeah, all these plants and like desert succulent things are new to Black Mesa's source. They weren't in the... Oh, there's like health in here. Wait, so they want... So I was supposed to duck into the planter? Is there health in this side too? Oh. I didn't think to duck into the plants because I thought that was just a death trap. Because this isn't real cover, and the grunts would just shoot through the plants to kill me anyway. So that's why I didn't think to run into these planters at all. Because to me, there didn't seem to be any point. I guess what they wanted you to do... Okay, so the real critical path for that encounter was going to be more like this. Where you go here, you shoot these grunts, you run over into here, you duck into this planter, pick up this health, you charge up a little bit here, then you go here, use this as cover to flank all these dudes, and then run into this planter, and then fight all of them. So it seems like that was almost more the intended thing you were supposed to do. But with the breadcrumbing, it was like secret breadcrumbs. I didn't even know that there was stuff there, so I didn't think to go there. Anyway,
You're
are they
a
okay?
braver man than I, Doctor. Good luck, and Godspeed.
I'd just slow you down.
Very convenient. And anyway, that's questionable ethics.
Gordon, maybe if you...
Oh. Oh, it's like actual grunts. I think in the original that ambush plays out a little bit different. In the original, there's a turret on top of the... Oh yeah, like that. Except it looks like it hasn't been... Oh my god. Never mind. Anyway, I think I'm gonna stop here now, because now it's beginning the outdoor surface tension section. So I'm just gonna go ahead and save right here. I think we'll stop for today. Yeah, in the original, it was also... Oh, oops. I accidentally left God mode enabled too. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop here. Just because I think that makes for a natural break here. But join us next week where we'll explore this very lovely parking lot. Very detailed. Look at all these cars. Admire all the rock work. Look at all the critique all the cliffs. Yeah, talking about the Unreal Engine 5 demo, right? It's all, you know, cliffs are the future. Rocks are the future of video games. It's all about the rocks. Anyway, thanks everyone for hanging out, and see you next week for Surface Tension, which is where we'll be fighting outside. We'll be fighting a tank, I believe. We'll be fighting a helicopter on a dam, and I believe next week will also be the chapter we get the rocket launcher as well. Oh, and yes, and as Tin Kelp says in the chat, please also check out other level design streamers like JP LeBreton, who does WOD Wednesdays, and that's where JP streams random Doom mods and Doom levels. So that's that should be later tonight on Wednesdays. Yeah, click that link in the chat. Anyway, have a good day, everyone, and see you next time. Bye.